Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Triple Double Nation. Today we're looking at Ben Simmons and 6 big trades we want to see in the NBA draft. Let's get right into the video. Number 1, Simmons out, Love in for Sixers. Cleveland Cavaliers receive Ben Simmons. 76ers receive Colin Sexton, Kevin Love, top 10 protected 2022 first rounder. Jonathan Givony. Simmons' trade value hit rock bottom after a dismal playoff campaign in which he was a complete non-factor late in games due to his passively and historic struggles at the free throw line. Moving to Cleveland would give him a fresh start outside the spotlight where he could hopefully rediscover his offensive game and use his versatility as a passer and defender to put the Cavs back in the playoffs after a 3-year drought. This trade would open some possibilities in the draft for Cleveland, allowing the Cavs to more seriously explore the candidacy of Jalen Suggs, who could be an interesting fit alongside promising 21-year-old Darius Garland. Jalen Green would be an intriguing option for the Cavs if Houston decides to pass on him at number 2. Philadelphia would balance and modernize its roster with Sexton, a 22-year-old, 24-point-per-game scorer who has shot 39% from beyond the arc in his NBA career and has improved considerably in each of his 3 seasons thus far. The Sixers would also add Love, a former NBA champion who would bring the type of floor spacing, dynamic passing, and experience they sorely lacked in the front court while playing behind and occasionally alongside Joel Embiid. While injury-prone, Love has just 2 years remaining on his contract and should be able to rebuild his standing in NBA circles with a productive showing at the Olympics, where he'll likely be asked to play a role as one of the only 2 traditional big men on the roster alongside Bam Adebayo. Number 2, Young to aid the Nets' title efforts. Chicago Bulls receive Spencer Dinwiddie, sign and trade deal. Brooklyn Nets receive Thaddeus Young in 2026, second from OKC, protected 31-55. Oklahoma City Thunder receive DeAndre Jordan in 2021 Brooklyn first, number 27. Bobby Marks. The Nets enter the offseason with limited options on how to improve their roster beyond their own free agents. Signing and trading Dinwiddie would help balance their roster. With the trade for James Harden, Dinwiddie is an expensive insurance policy off the Nets bench. If Brooklyn signed him outright, its luxury tax bill increases from $40 million to $114 million, and the high cost is before factoring in restricted free agent Bruce Brown and using the $5.9 million tax mid-level exception. The addition of Young gives Brooklyn much-needed depth at power forward and center, given that Jeff Green and Blake Griffin are both unrestricted free agents this offseason. Moving off of the Jordan contract would offset the $14.9 million owed to Young. The Nets would also create a $9.9 million trade exception. Point guard is a position of need for Chicago, and because the Bulls do not have cap space, they will need to orchestrate a sign-and-trade deal to acquire Dinwiddie. The addition of Brooklyn's selection now has Oklahoma City with 4 first-round picks on July 29th. The Thunder will acquire Jordan with the $10.1 million trade exception created in the trade of Danilo Gallinari to Atlanta last year. Number 3, Gilgeous-Alexander goes home to Toronto. Oklahoma City Thunder receive number 4 pick, Aaron Baines. Toronto Raptors receive Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Kevin Pelton. After a disappointing outcome in the draft lottery, could Oklahoma City decide to pivot toward a slower rebuild? As exciting a player as Gilgeous-Alexander is, he won't quite fit the timeline of whatever stars the Thunder add in the lottery over the next few years. By trading him for the Raptors pick, Oklahoma City would sacrifice the certainty of Gilgeous-Alexander's future in exchange for more cap flexibility and the potential of a draft prospect they like. From the Raptors' standpoint, Gilgeous-Alexander would be a terrific fit as a replacement for Kyle Lowry in the backcourt next to Fred VanVleet. At 23 in July, Gilgeous-Alexander matches up with the timeline of a team with VanVleet and Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby as young as building blocks, and it certainly wouldn't hurt to bring home a Toronto native as the Raptors prepare to return to Canada. To make this trade legal before August, Toronto would need to guarantee $3.08 million of base non-guaranteed 2021 and 22 salary. That would surely be preferable for the Raptors than either wanting a month after signing the number 4 pick to utilize his matching salary, and the Thunder might not easily get to the salary floor. Number 4, Beal, Wiseman, Wiggins change addresses. Golden State Warriors receive Bradley Beal, Avery Bradley. Houston Rockets receive James Wiseman, number 7 pick in 2021 and number 14 pick in 2021. Washington Wizards receive number 2 pick in 2021, Andrew Wiggins. Mike Schmitz. For the Warriors, landing one of the league's most prolific scorers and Beal to pair with 33-year-old Stephen Curry and 31-year-olds Klay Thompson and Draymond Green would be a dream scenario. Golden State would have over $140 million committed to that quartet next season, but Beal is the ideal star to catapult this Warriors group back into NBA Finals contention. While Wiseman did show impressive flashes during the early stages of his rookie season, at just 20 years old, he and whomever the Warriors would select at number 7 and 14 are likely on a different timeline than the current Golden State core. With Beal technically able to walk in free agency after the 2021 and 22 season, it's imperative that the Wizards add either young players with star potential or a high draft pick who could turn into a franchise cornerstone. The Wizards would get exactly that with the number 2 overall pick, giving them the option to choose from Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, or Jalen Suggs. Assuming Cade Cunningham is indeed the first overall selection, Green would make a lot of sense for the Wizards, as he holds real star potential, regularly earning comparisons to some combination of Zach LaVine and Beal. The Wizards also hold the 15th overall pick, which could yield a starter caliber player in what's considered a very deep draft. For the Rockets, giving up the chance to draft Green, Mobley, or Suggs would be tough to do, especially when you consider the fact that Houston traditionally hasn't coveted centers like Wiseman. Still, Wiseman showed enough promise as a rim runner, lob catcher, and floor spacer to carve out a long, successful career as a franchise center, and could fit in 2 big lineups with stretch big Christian Wood in the interim. With Houston far from win now mode, the change of scenery would give Wiseman a chance to develop at his own pace. Landing the 7th and 14th overall picks from Golden State would also give Houston 4 picks in the top 25, giving the Rockets quite a bit of flexibility and ammo. The Rockets could still land a point guard of the future such as Davion Mitchell at number 7 and a potential starter with upside of 14. Number 5, Pelicans find new core for Zion. New Orleans Pelicans receive Miles Turner, Larry Nance Jr., Sexton Love. Indiana Pacers receive Steven Adams, number 10 pick. Cleveland Cavaliers receive Brandon Ingram, Eric Bledsoe. Tim Bontemps. With the Pelicans feeling pressure to take significant steps forward in Zion Williamson's 3rd season, this will be a huge swing for them to remake the roster. But it would also better balance New Orleans and help to optimize the environment for Williamson to do his thing. That would begin with moving on from Adams, whose fit didn't go the way Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations David Griffin hoped after trading a first-round pick to get him from Oklahoma City and giving him an extension on top of it last summer. Turner, on the other hand, would provide the kind of floor spacing next to Williamson that would give him ample room in the paint to dominate and would provide a level of rim protection that would be helpful too. The cost of the 10th pick overall would be painful, but would be mitigated, in part by the other part of this deal. The Pelicans get Nance, a versatile forward who would allow them to either play big or small in the front court, depending on if he's at small or power forward. Sexton, whom they could plug into the 6-man role, he seems perfectly suited for, and Love, who would give them another stretch option, who could give the New Orleans another offensive option off the bench. Number 6, Russ teams with Embiid, Simmons joins Beal. Philadelphia 76ers receive Russell Westbrook, number 15 pick. Washington Wizards receive Simmons, George Hill. Andre Snellings. This is a win right now. Move for the 76ers, pairing MVP runner-up Joel Embiid with former MVP Westbrook to form one of the most aggressive combos in the NBA. The very fire and will to win that has made them adversaries would make them a devastating combo as teammates. Both at the stage of their careers where winning a championship is the one accomplishment they have yet to achieve on the court. Westbrook shares many of Simmons' on-court positives as a strong floor general and rebounder from the backcourt who can physically overwhelm opponents, but the pressure he can apply as a scorer who attacks the paint on every possession will make life much easier for Embiid, Tobias Harris, Seth Curry, and the rest of the 76ers offense. Alright guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like rating down below and comment who you want to be traded during the draft. See you guys next time. Have a great day.